Hey everybody! Want to go ahead and get started on time so that we can go ahead and get started with our Wellness Wednesday chat of the week. My name is Sequoia Lindsay Taylor. I'm a certified wellness coach and the CEO and founder of Ashe Enterprises Inc. And today, our actual Wellness Wednesday chat is sponsored by Design EFX J3. So it's a design company that does your graphics, social media, things of that nature. And don't forget it, under the comments below, I will definitely put information about our sponsors for today. So be sure to check them out and connect with them when you can. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our topic for today. The topic for today is do or don't do. So we kind of can tell where this is going. So the quote of the day is do or don't do. There is no try. Do or don't do. There is no try. Now, I'm not a Star Wars fan at the least. I've watched it. I've tried to get into it, even the new ones, and I get it. But I do like that dude on there named Yoda. And so that was actually quoted by Yoda in the actual film when he's talking to, I think it's Fantasy. Don't get me started because I will call the wrong character. So if you're a Star Wars fan, please forgive me that I don't know the characters like I'm supposed to. But I do know that's what he said. He was telling him that do or don't do. There is no try. So when I first heard this quote, it was years ago that I heard this quote, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. You know that sounded well." But inside of my business group that I'm a part of, we actually kind of adopted this quote, and someone said it, and it was more profound for me because at that time in my life, I was restructuring my business, deciding that one thing I was going to do, I was going to focus on, I was going to try to do these things, what I wanted to do, what I want to see happen. And so when the person made the quote, it was actually my mentor, he said, you either do or you don't do. There is no try. So as a collective and a unit, we're removing that word from our vocabulary. You're not trying when you do something. You're either doing it or you don't do. So before we go any further about, because I think the first time that I heard that quote, I said, well, hey, trying, like, if you moving to do it or you trying to do it, like, trying, like, how can you have a try and you do it or you don't do that? To me, that didn't make sense because you're trying to do it. You're trying to get it accomplished. So if you have a goal that in 5 years you buy a house, so you're trying to work toward it. You're building your credit. You're paying off debt. You're saving money. You're cutting out, cutting your costs. So how are you not trying that? And so to me, it sounded strange. But what I'm learning to do is if you have a question about a word that you don't understand, always look up. It's in the dictionary. If it's a true word, it will have a meaning. And so as I looked up the words, the word do is a verb. It is to bring to pass, carry out, perform, or execute, commit, bring about, effect, to give freely, to put forth, to bring into existence, produce, act, or behave. That is the definition of do. It is an action word. You should be doing something. You should be doing this. You should do that. You should do this. To be a part of this. You should do that. So it is an action word. So then I went up and looked at the word don't. The word don't stands for do not or does not, which means you're doing the opposite of the definition of do. So if you're not doing, you do not. But then the interesting word in this whole thing was try. Try means to make an attempt. To make an attempt. But this was the catching one. To subject to something. Subject. I kind of hear that like, okay, if somebody that I am doing something, I'm subjecting to it. I've come under that order. If you have a king or queen, or so to subject to a rule, a regulation, a call, you subject to something. But this means to subject to something, such as an undue strain or excessive hardship or provocation, depending on how you say it, that test the powers of endurance. I'll say it again. To subject to something, such as undue strain or excessive hardship or provocation. that tests the powers of endurance. So if I'm subjecting to something and it's causing me undue strain or excessive hardship or me being provoked, that's trying. I've been trying to do this project for 5 years. It's making me stressed out. I'm losing all my money. I mean, it's provoking me to anger. It's provoking me to stress. It's provoking me to action. And it's testing the powers of your endurance. So that was what completely blew my mind about the quote. Once I realized what the word try means, because most people say, well, you trying. They looking at to make an attempt. Hey, at least I tried. I didn't succeed, but I tried. True. But if you're looking at the deeper form of what that is talking about, you can definitely understand it. So I watched a clip of the movie where the quote, this famous quote is used. So it's like a 25-second quote. And the context of what he was talking about, Yoda was talking to the young man, was about unlearning what he had learned. And he was telling him that he has to unlearn everything that he has known in this situation. And the young man said, I will try. And then he told him, no, not try. You either do or you don't do. There is no try. So in that course of looking at that, and now I'm saying, okay, in the course of the area of wellness, when I decided to pick this as a topic for today, and as I'm looking at that and saying, in the area of wellness, how does that apply? It applies in so many different things, because this is what I teach and educate on every time I'm dealing with a client. Specifically, when I'm talking about what you're eating, your thought processes, exercise, your lifestyle, are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you having less stress? All of those things that go into a lifestyle and what we practice and talk about in Lean, we're doing that on a daily basis. We're educating to have a better lifestyle, a wellness-centered lifestyle. So I'm actually all the time having to have them unlearn what they've learned. So they're used to pulling into a McDonald's, and it's because it's so quick and easy, and they think it's cheaper. Okay, I'm just gonna pull into the McDonald's. I'm gonna get 2 Happy Meals for the kids. Let me get a Big Mac meal, and let me get a quarter pounder meal. But then when I'm explaining to them, I'm teaching them and having them unlearn that process, then they learn the same amount of time that it took them to do that. We can also do a meal. We could also create a salad. Let's do a salad, and now have your stuff marinated, and then when you come home, it's already done. So allocating your time. I'm teaching people this all the time about unlearning what they're doing. So in the area of doing or not doing, there is no try. I am now able to tell my clients and say, hey, when you saying try, you don't make that attempt. Don't stay in that undue strain for so long. You're either doing it, you're moving forward with doing this action, or you're not. You're completing the action, or you're not. You're committing, definition of do, or not. You're executing, or you're not. You're producing, or you're not. The attempt of it is the thought process that goes into a preparation and things of that nature, and that's all fine. But when it comes to the actual finality of it, or celerity of it, then you can say, okay, finite, I completed this task, I finished something, I'm done with it. I'm done. Done is another derivative word from the do. It's done, it's finished, I completed it. But you have to stop making and changing that process of being in the state of I'm trying to do something. And so in this life, we make attempts in so many things, and now we learn that what that means to try. We're trying to do so many things, but what are we doing or not doing? How many dreams, how many goals, how many visions are we trying to, about to, fixing to, finna do, someday, one day? I want to, but I could, but I should, but I would, but how is that in that state? And so now you hear me in more of a transparency part, because I see this all the time. And yes, this does go into your wellness, believe it or not. You have a dream, you have a goal, and then you keep every day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work on this, or you hit a stumbling block and it's causing you undue strain and hardship in this trying. And then you stop. You don't finish it. You don't complete it. You put it off to the someday. And in the movie, I think I don't want to misquote. I saw a movie one time, and the young lady said she's gonna someday do this trip, And then she said one day, and he said, what is one day? One day will never come because you don't put a date on it. I'm going to go there here. I'm going to do that. You're just throwing that out in the atmosphere all willy-nilly. When is the one day? When is the someday that you're going to do something? So in all of your goals, on your wellness goals, if you know that you need to get your health in check, when are you going to do that? Oh, I'm trying to live a better life. What are you doing? Well, sometimes I see the iffiness. It's no finite. It's no concreteness in saying when you come down to your wellness. This can go into your finances. This can go into your wellness goals. This can go into every aspect of your life, even something as simple as sleep. Well, how many hours? Well, I try to go to bed at 9. You either go to bed at 9 or you don't go to bed at 9. You're not trying to go to bed at 9. And I think it is a big thing as far as your mindset and your attitude toward the situation. And that is why we continue to allow ourselves to do that, because the way we say something is what we hear. I'm trying to. So when you say trying, that allows me to have some flexibility. I have no concreteness. I have no finiteness to it. It's not finite. It's not definite. It's not concrete. I can't tell you, hey, I'm trying to run my business. And you can say, oh, okay, she's working on this. And I can say, I'm doing my business. Oh, unfortunately, I'm not doing that business. I don't do that business anymore. I'm trying to work on my relationship. What you mean you trying to work on I'm working on my relationship. I'm no longer in that relationship, or I don't participate in being in that relationship right now. There's a big difference in the way that we say stuff. I'm trying to eat healthier. What are you trying to do? I'm doing better, taking extra steps to make sure that I'm having better nutrition in my body. Or right now, I'm just going through some things in my life, and so I don't participate in a wellness lifestyle, so I eat what I want. There's no trying. When we look at it in that context, and yes, people are saying, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and I understand the word choice. But when you understand the true definition of what the word means, there is do or don't do. There is no try. So, with that being said, some of the ways I want to take a few minutes to put this in proper context so that somebody can get the example of what we're trying to say, because for me, this was life changing. In my business, personally, I would use this in my business because it's a major aspect, but in my wellness journey, if I could go and tell my testimony, and I will do a live about that one day, telling about my whole story, even with my kids and with my marriage and in my whole life, I was trying to do a lot of things, and I had to really take self-inventory and do things that allowed me to sit down and be quiet and sit still and hear the Lord's voice and pray and meditate and focus and hone in what I was really needing to do, not needing to try to do, because I knew that was the only thing that was going to move and prepare me for it, because I could not try to do these things anymore because they weren't leading to any results. I wasn't having any success. And true relationship. Okay, well, what you mean? Even with my communication with people, my integrity with people, my relationships, my business relationships, I was trying to do these things, but it wasn't coming off effective, and the results were not yielding what I wanted because I was trying to do them. I was not giving a full commitment to them. I was not producing in them. I was not doing. So some of the ways that I have personally been able to do this and actually sit down and do things to focus on not trying is by, first of all, removing the word from the sentence. I catch myself all the time. I've done it in the last couple of days, and I could call witnesses where I've done it, or if they've said it to me, I'm like, oh, whoa, wait. Not in my universe. We don't use that word. Because if you remove the word from your conversation, and you know, because of what you know the word means, you won't even put out that atmosphere. You know, you're either working toward doing it or you're not doing it. So I have actually worked on purposely removing the word try from my vocabulary. I'm also doing things that are out of my comfort zone. So sitting down and doing those things and having meetings and contacting people I would never contact, making collaborations with people I would never collaborate with, and it seems far-fetched, other people, honing in and doing one thing and focusing on my niche market and focusing on my business, stepping out and doing things out of my comfort zone and not being afraid to do so. and knowing that everything will work out because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There is no box when it comes to this. So whatever area that you need to do, it could be every area of your life that you need to sit down and take some time to actually focus on what it is you're doing, not try to do. I seek help from others. I have mentors, I have accountability partners who that once I'm telling them what I'm doing and they don't see results from that, they'll say, hey, what's going on? Last time we talked, you said this, you were going to do that, you was going to do the other. What happened to that? Why didn't you follow up with that? What's going on? And so I'm having people in my corner who are not just yes people, and they're not naysayers either. They're saying, hey, these are the facts. This is what's going on. And then you told me this, you're going to do that, this or the other. What are you doing in it? Are you doing that still, or you're not doing that? They don't even allow me to say, hey, I'm trying, I'm working on, I'm doing this. They'll say, okay, you doing that? No, I didn't do it. I didn't accomplish that. So you don't do. So what are we doing next? The word try never even comes up in that conversation anymore, because I'm putting myself around people who have a like-mindedness, who are holding me accountable to what I said I was going to do. I also do things like mirror challenges. It was one of my mentors challenged me to do. He actually challenged a group of us to do a mirror exercise where I sat and looked in the mirror for 15 minutes. And I thought because I meditated and prayed that it was going to be easy to do, but it ended up being a very challenging activity, because I had to start looking at myself, and you start looking at your physical self, and then you just start allowing things to come to your floodgates and allow it to open up and let your mind speak to your heart, and let your heart speak to your soul. And a lot of things will come up, because you will realize a lot of things that you are, trying to do is being hindered by something: fear, lack of knowledge, funds. It could be so many different things that lead you to not be able to do something. And so you have to come up with the solutions for those as well. Take the time to acknowledge what is the hiccup, what is the roadblock, what is the undue strain that is causing you to test the power of endurance. And